You're watching the Pelham Pulse with Nino and John. If you have topic interests, questions, or comments, please write to thepelhampulse@gmail.com.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nino Jafrida, and today is Wednesday, June 24th.
I'm John Russell. Welcome to the Pelham Pulse. Episode 6, real people, real conversations, real Pelham. Today we've got two great guests with us, but before we bring our guests out, Nino, let's cover some local town topics. First, congratulations to 2026 Pelham High School graduates.
Yes, yeah.
Hot graduation day.
Oh yeah, it was pretty hot. I was definitely sweating.
But yeah, well, your brother graduated, right?
Yes, my brother.
Shout out.
Yeah, Nick graduated, so good job, Nick.
Awesome. And we know several of the graduates. Some of them helped us coach our boys basketball team last year. So shout out to all graduates. Congratulations, well done. And best of luck in your future.
Yeah.
Also, Pelham Soccer Club, the Red Hawks, hosted a World Cup event last week that my kids held their lemonade stand at to raise some money for charity. And really, really great event. Actually, Pelham made TV.
Oh, wow.
I think we're on WMUR.
Oh, that's awesome.
They came out and interviewed President of Pelham Soccer Club, Derek Durand, who is my son's coach as well. Great event hosted by Pelham Soccer Club. Thanks for having us. Well done. Congratulations. Some other town events you wanted to cover?
Yeah, I know the Pelham Community Spirit is hosting their 4th of July firework event on June 27th at 9 p.m. But the festival starts at 5:30 on the Village Green. So make sure you head down there and enjoy all that excitement happening.
And a bike parade? Do you know anything about the bike parade?
I don't know anything about the bike parade, but
I don't either.
Someone told me there was
But it sounds fun?
Yeah, it sounds fun, whatever that may be. But
Pelham Community Spirit are also starting their concert series on the Village Green. I think that starts tonight.
Yeah, today.
A little birdie named Kim Hirsch told me that about 10 minutes ago.
Oh.
Kim's one of our special guests today, along with Chris Bulkley. Council on Aging hosting Ice Cream Social on July 15th. You can sign up. That's at the Hobbs Community Center. Contact form and sign up is at pelhamnhcoa.org, and it's free ice cream social.
Ooh, I could always use some free ice cream.
I love ice cream.
I do too. Now we're talking about ice cream. I went up to my friend's lake house on Lake Ossipee, and there's this ice cream place there. It doesn't look like, a lot of people would go there and stuff, but come like 6 o'clock, it's like packed, and the ice cream there is just incredible. Really.
Not as good as the Scoop Shop.
It's incredible.
Not a sponsor.
The Scoop Shop ice cream is fabulous, okay? Scoop Shop is great, but this one's very different. They have all these trees where they go and tap it for the syrup, and they make a maple syrup ice cream.
My kids would love. My kids like everything maple flavored, maple frosted donuts.
I'm not a big maple person, but the ice cream.
Well, I like maple syrup. But
yeah, but the ice cream is really good. So.
Okay, but not as good as the Scoop Shop.
No, not as good as the Scoop Shop.
Okay, perfect. Farmers Market.
Yes, the Farmers Market is every Saturday, I think till fall time. The times of that are 10 to 1. And I know the Historical Society might be, popping in here and there at those farmers markets. So make sure you go support the local community that, supports us.
Historical Society Museum is also open Saturdays from 10 to 2, free admission.
Yeah.
They just released a video from 1937 from, was it the Sherburne School? Insane.
Yeah.
It was really, really cool.
Jim Greenwood, I think, did some work on that.
Digitized that video. Andrea Doobie, who's behind the scenes here, said she cried when she saw it. It was so touching. Can we start calling her Captain Doobie?
Captain Doobie?
She runs a tight ship.
Captain Doobie it is.
Captain Doobie? Is that can we do that?
Yeah, we can do that.
Andrea's behind the scenes. She makes everything happen and does a spectacular job.
Great job.
Let's circle back to the farmers market. Have you been?
Have I been?
Yes.
This season or in the past?
At all.
I've been at almost all previous summers, but I have not yet made it this summer. I think.
What's your favorite thing there? Because I want to give a shout out.
Okay, let me think. Well, Danielle Massey Quinn's daughter makes sauce,
Okay.
and it's pretty good.
Like a pasta sauce?
Yeah, just like a normal.
Whoa. Does Nona know about this?
Well, listen, I didn't say it was the best sauce I had, okay? I said it was pretty good, okay?
Nona,
Uh-oh.
you're in trouble.
I'm
Serious?
going there after this. But no.
Going where?
To my Nona's.
Andrew, did you get an invite?
Oh, here we go.
I didn't get one
All
either.
right, anyways, the farmer's market, if I were to pick maybe one thing from there, it would be maybe that sauce, or it would be from Sean's, he has a good basil plant, like an
Sean
actual
Doherty?
plant. Yeah, his basil plant I always get, and it
Okay.
does great every year. It lasts pretty much till fall.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'm not really a bread guy. Like if we go to a restaurant, I could
love
care
bread.
less about the bread. But if you haven't yet, the sourdough gal makes an amazing sourdough, and she's at the farmers market. She's also sells at Pelham Provisions. But if you have an opportunity, I think she makes bagels and all kinds of things. But I just want the sourdough loaf.
Yeah,
But get on down to the farmers market.
I'm definitely have to try
Saturdays
that.
at 10 o'clock.
I have to stay away from the carbs. That's why I'm wearing a vest right now to cover, some of the belly.
Compression vest?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's not really compression. It's kind of loose.
All of the events that we just discussed are mentioned, and details are on the Pelham Pulse community calendar. You can visit that at thepelhampulse.com. Let's take a short break for sponsors, and we'll come back with our first guest, Chris Bulkley from the Pelham Old Home Day. Super excited to talk about that for this year. We'll be right back on the Pelham Pulse.
Thank you to the Pelham Pulse sponsors: RGA Tire and Auto, R&M Capital, Arone Exteriors, Extreme Electrical Solutions, the Pelham Perk, Michelle Daly from Caldwell Banker Realty, and the Scoop Shop.
Hey, welcome back to the Pelham Pulse. We're super excited to be joined by Chairman of the Old Home Day Committee, Chris Bulkley from First Congregational Church. Chris, welcome to the Pelham Pulse. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Tell us about yourself.
So I've been in Southern New Hampshire basically my whole life. Moved to Derry when I was 2 and been around and about since then.
How long have you been in Pelham?
Well, actually, I live in Wyndham, but I've been a member of the Pelham Congregational Church for about 15 years.
Cool.
And been sort of a staple here and enjoyed the Pelham community. Yeah.
Awesome. So you were invited here and asked to be here today to specifically talk about, we want to learn about you personally and what makes you tick and things that you do in the First Congregational Church as well as Old Home Day. But really, you wanted to talk about Old Home Day. And is this a big year for us?
It actually is. It's the 250th for the country, but for our church, who's the sponsors and executes, it's actually our 275th anniversary.
275th anniversary of the church.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And what about Old Home Day? Is that a big number as well?
Well, Old Home Day started in 1906.
Okay.
It hasn't been every year, so we don't sort of count necessarily,
Gotcha.
but it's been going for obviously over 100 years.
Wow, 120 years.
Thereabouts, yeah.
How about that? See that quick math, Nino?
That's why you're
See how
here.
sharp I am?
Yeah.
For those folks that maybe are not aware of what Old Home Day is, can you give us a description of what Old Home Day is, what it means to our community, and kind of what happens during the day?
Absolutely. I mean, it's for those in New Hampshire and New England, Old Home Days are fairly common. But I think for Pelham, it's really just probably one of our most cherished traditions. It's really a great day, brings people from across the community together, and even beyond Pelham, really across southern New Hampshire and northern Massachusetts. Like I said, it's organized and run by the First Congregational Church of Pelham, which every year we have people that are like, really, I didn't know that. I don't think it's common necessarily that a church runs it. You'll see us running around in our yellow shirts, so you'll know that we're part of the staff. But Yeah, and so it's basically just a great day. We start out typically with a pancake breakfast and a 5K. Maybe not both. Maybe you pick one or the other. It might be hard to do both.
I can't imagine running a 5K after a pancake breakfast.
I didn't know
Definitely
that there was a 5K.
I didn't know it was a pancake breakfast.
There you go. So that starts at 7. So we start bright and early, and then usually around 9 things get up and going. We've got a ton of vendors from the local area with goods and services. We've got food trucks, which are a huge hit. We've got about a dozen food trucks for people to choose from. We have both a live auction, a silent auction. We've got kids activities. We've got what we call a white elephant, which is sort of, if you would, sort of a, not a swap meet, but what am I thinking of? Basically I can't think of the name I'm thinking of.
That's okay.
But no, and we've got, what else do we have? We've got a penny sale where you can, basically try to win baskets. We've got a quilt auction. We've got
the main auction. That's my
well,
favorite
yes,
thing.
I was going to say a lot of people love the action of the main auction.
Yeah.
That's really great. We've got a parade that people love.
Who's the auctioneer?
We have got a number of auctioneers.
Because I remember the first time I heard the auctioneer 2 years ago, and I was like, that's serious business over there.
I remember last year there was Chief did it.
Yep.
Mr. Sherman on the budget
Bob
committee.
Sherman?
Bob Sherman did
Did he
it
really?
just for a little
I
bit.
like Bob Sherman.
I feel like just everyone kind of just jumps in, whoever is
Yeah.
there.
We bring in some celebrities.
Yeah, it's-
maybe
No,
the two of you would be interested.
Oh, I don't know. I think the town here is enough for me. But I know Miss Rourke, Kerry Rourke, Joe Rourke's wife. She loves the auction. That's always a memory I have. She gets so much stuff, and
Carrie loves to spend.
yeah, it's awesome. I love it. I love it.
So I'm not going to ask you what your favorite food truck is, because I know you can't tell us because you're in charge of all of them. My favorite is Thwaites.
Those meat pies are pretty good.
Thwaites Market.
Yeah,
And the line is always insane.
it is.
They always run out of my favorite because I'm always the last one to get there.
They usually, I've seen them do as many as 3 refills. They just go through it. Absolutely.
Have you been to the store over here? in
I've been
Methuen?
by it. I haven't been to it, but
So, you're from Methuen.
Yeah,
Do you know Thwaites?
I do.
Have you been in there?
I have.
You don't have much to say?
No, I'm not the biggest fan, unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah.
You know
my
what?
family loves it though.
You know
That's
what?
just because I'm a picky eater. I know it doesn't
Nino
look
doesn't
like
know
it.
any better.
I tell you, no matter what you like, we have
I love Thwaites.
burgers and fries. We've got barbecue. We've got seafood, whoopie pies. We've got chicken. You name it.
Is it the Whippy Wagon?
It is.
Oh, my wife loves the Whippy Wagon.
Yep.
We usually hit that at Topsville Fair.
Yeah.
How many people do you expect every year as attendees?
It's a
Do you-
good
do you have
question.
a
I
good
get
count?
that question. We don't really count, but I would say several thousand.
It has to be impossible to count.
It is, but
Right.
yeah, it's packed the whole day. We go until 5 o'clock, and people are there all day, every day. It's
Well, the parade draws in a lot of people too,
It does.
Yeah.
all the Boy Scouts, the band, all those people have
school
parents.
bands.
Soccer club.
Yeah, and they all
Yep.
have parents,
Yep.
so everyone brings people, and
Yep.
so it definitely draws a lot of attention.
Well, we've got entertainment throughout the day. We've got martial arts, and you've got singing groups, and you've got.
the place they go on that old fire truck and they
Yeah.
play the
Oh, yeah.
trumpets or something.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
are they? Do you know what they're called? I can't
I
remember.
don't know what the name of the band is, but I know they're part of the community.
That's
yeah.
a big highlight. I think.
So the entertainment. So I know the entertainment from across the street.
Mm-hmm.
But where everything happens?
No, it's actually, it's spread throughout the whole area of the church. Over where our minister lives was where the auction is, the White Elephant, and a few other things. And then the main yard is where all the vendors are. Sort of across the street is where the kids' activities are. The food trucks are all lined up in the parking lot. So it's all, and then inside is the pancake breakfast and the penny sale. So it's really all spread out.
So the penny sale is inside the church?
It is.
So I've never been in there for the penny sale.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I didn't know that.
There's about 60 baskets of various sizes and
Really?
shapes and themes, and people buy tickets and they put their,
My kids
in the
would love
bucket.
that.
Oh, it's fantastic.
So I've only been in the main yard and then across the street
Mm-hmm.
where the auction is. And then obviously across the street from where the parade ends.
Yep.
So you're saying this martial arts. Where does that all take place?
Well, that's part of the entertainment right there. Right, basically, it's hard to describe. I guess where the triangle is, where the gazebo is, right there, basically, right in front of the gazebo. We set up the stage with Jim Greenwood, and we've got martial arts, and you've got singing groups, and you've got bands, and all sorts.
So
of groups.
I've never seen that because I'm always in where all the vendors are and the kids stuff. Okay, so I'll keep an eye on that. It's something that I was completely unaware of.
Yeah, absolutely, it's great.
So, are there any long-term traditions that take place? Obviously, the auction, things like that you kind of mentioned.
I mean, the white elephant yard sale is the word I was looking for. The white elephant, people are lined up waiting for.
That's what Kerry Road
people
loves.
can donate things to the churches as soon as July 20th. So if you've got something that you don't want to throw away but you don't want, you can donate it to the church, and one person's trash is another person's treasure.
That's a great point. Where would they bring that to the church? Do they have to make an appointment?
No, don't have to make an appointment. We have a Quonset hut, a sort of a one of those temporary huts that you can basically go and you drop off your items. And
if I'm facing the church, back parking lot?
It's actually over where our minister lives, so it's sort of across the street. You'll have signage there that'll direct you, but you can drop stuff off there.
Perfect.
So I think we've kind of talked a big portion of it, but for people that don't know what Old Home Day is it's pretty much just like a big town event in the center
community
of Pelham.
Party. Absolutely. It's a great opportunity. You get to, if you're new to Pelham, you get to meet the people, meet the organizations. We've got a community corner where the local nonprofits can share information about them. So it's a great way to get to know who are the local businesses and vendors and organizations that make this town so great.
Yeah. And how long did you say, John? Your quick math, it was
120 years.
Around 120 years we've been doing it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
I love it. So it is really so community driven, and I've coached several, probably 100 kids in town. And it's always a great chance to run into people you haven't seen in a while, right?
Yeah.
And the kids too, see their friends outside of school is always fun, and not having to play sports, and it's always a good time. How did you get involved? I know you're a member of the church. You've been a member of the church a long time. Living in Wyndham, how did you get involved in Pelham Old Home Day?
Well, my wife and I, we had moved to Wyndham, and we were just looking for a church that felt like a family. That's what I grew up with, and sort of when you find it, you find it. And it's such a welcoming community within the church, and it really drew us in. And a few years ago, the previous chairman, Tom Senio, who was our choir director, said, "Hey, I'm looking to take a step back. Might you be interested?" And after I sort of picked my jaw up off the ground, I think hesitantly was okay with it.
Yeah.
And what makes it great, though, is we have such an awesome group of people that do the work every year to organize and get each element of the day up and running. And I just kind of have to sit there and sort of organize and make sure everyone is doing so it makes it my job easy, because there's so many great people that make it work.
Any shout-outs there?
I would say, well, I mean, I'd be remiss if I picked one person, because I'm going to not pick one person either.
Right.
But I think everybody in the church does a great job, and it's really a team effort. I mean, there is not one person in the church that's not involved in one way.
Takes a village.
It does.
How has it changed throughout the years? It's been here for around 120 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sure it's gone through some phases.
Absolutely. I mean, I think we try to keep up with what people are interested in, adding the kids' activities, the food trucks. We used to do a food tent where we would just make your traditional fare, and we just realized that maybe people would be interested in a wider array of foods, and there's the food truck fad is really here. So that's
food
really
trucks have
been a newer thing.
become
It's awesome.
huge,
Oh yeah,
right?
It's
of
fantastic.
all different kinds.
Yeah,
so
it's crazy how many
that's
you've
very
got.
cool.
Yeah.
So
I think one thing that I like to point out too about Old Home Day, while it's run by the church, the big thing is it's a fundraiser.
Okay.
It's our biggest fundraiser of the year, and we use that money to support local organizations. So Lazarus House, Wish Project, the Nashua Children's Home. In Pelham, we support the Pelham Good Neighbor Fund, the Pelham Food Pantry. We do several things with the VFW. And also 68 Hours of Hunger, which for kids with food insecurity gets them through the weekend. So all of the money that is raised at Old Home Day is used in the community to support local organizations.
I think you just stole Nino's thunder. I think he was just going to ask you that question.
That was my question.
Totally stole his thunder.
Yeah, that's okay.
Nino, do you know what the 68 is and 68 Hours of Hunger?
I don't.
68 hours between the time a child leaves school on Friday to the time they return on Monday.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so my kids...
I was trying to think what that was, because...
my kids run a charity lemonade stand.
Oh, cool.
And so in 5 years, they've raised and donated over $25,000 to local charities.
Awesome.
Many of the charities you mentioned.
Yeah.
We've been involved in.
That's awesome.
And 68 Hours of Hunger was one of those that was really important to us. So, in fact, we tried to get involved in Old Home Day last year. I might have to talk to you before you go about that.
Well, and if people can go to our website, which is www.pelhamoldhomeday.org, and on there you can find out how to get involved. And if we have sponsors, we have local organizations that sponsor the day. You can participate and ask any sorts of questions.
Awesome. Did he steal your thunder again?
Yeah, that's okay though. Hey, I like it. I just have to sit back and let him do it all.
Chris, before you go, is there anything that you'd like to leave our viewers with, either about yourself, the church, Old Home Day? What would you like them to know?
I think that Pelham, or Old Home Day, is just an awesome representation of Pelham as a community, representation of the church and the community ties that we have. So definitely come on out. It's always the second Saturday in September after Labor Day, so September 19th this year. We'll put in my order for good weather, but come on down. It's really a great time and a lot of fun.
We appreciate you, and we'll keep an eye out for the yellow shirts.
Sounds great.
Be sure to say hello, stop by, see Chris and team, and enjoy it. It's a wholesome day, and I love it, and we're grateful for everything you do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us. Thanks.
We'll be right back. We'll take a short break for sponsors, and we'll be back with Kim Hirsch.
Thank you to the Pelham Pulse sponsors: RGA Tire and Auto, R&M Capital, Arone Exteriors, Extreme Electrical Solutions, The Pelham Perk, Michelle Daly from Caldwell Banker Realty, and The Scoop Shop.
Welcome back to the Pelham Pulse. We are super excited to be joined by Pelham resident, Pelham Elementary School first grade teacher and children's book author, Kim Hirsch. Or do you go by Kimberly?
I go by either. Kim or
either. Kim, thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Nice to see you on a different level. Usually we see each other at a ballpark.
Yep.
Either baseball or soccer. So good to see you and good to have you here on the Pelham Pulse.
Awesome.
Before we jump in, we've got a whole slew of questions for you in regards to being a teacher and a children's author, and you know my daughter at school, right? And she's a big fan of yours. Every time we see you, she goes running to give you hugs, which we're grateful for. But tell us about yourself. I know you're not originally from Pelham. I know your husband, Tim, and family have been here for
Forever.
200 years, something like that?
Something like that.
I know you're not originally from Pelham, so tell us about yourself.
Grew up in Massachusetts. Met my husband, Tim, in Rhode Island. We went to college together, well, sort of, in the same state anyways. And then we did the post-college, moved to Vegas thing. So
you were all over the place.
We've been all over the place. So 1 year, it was supposed to be 1 year, turned into 10 years. I was a teacher there for 10 years. And then had our first son, moved home, back to Pelham, and then actually moved back out west, moved to Utah for a couple of years, And then came back here, and now we're not moving. We're here. We're here for good.
You're here for good.
Yep.
Lifers, awesome. Appreciate you bringing some books.
Yeah.
And congratulations, you just completed your first year at PES.
Yes.
How was it?
Yes, it was awesome. I was terrified to get back into teaching because I had been out for about 12 years. Didn't know if I remembered anything at all, but I absolutely had the best year. I would say it was probably my best year. It was just, it's different coming to being a teacher and after being a mom too. So it was a great year, yeah.
Now you said you taught in Vegas. What grades in Vegas?
I taught special ed for a couple years, and I also taught third grade.
Third grade.
First grade was brand new for me.
That's what I was going to ask. How different is it?
Totally different, yeah. Also, it was Vegas, so it was like big city versus small town.
Yep.
So it was a very different experience the second time around, and it was awesome. Enough to stay.
So, big city Vegas versus small town. You get to see all of your students probably, right?
Yes.
But I just said, I feel like, I was one of Jackson's coaches for baseball this year. He was phenomenal. He's a great athlete and a super nice kid.
Thank you.
I loved coaching him. So I'm used to seeing you around town, whether it's on the Village Green or one of the fields. That has to be really special to be able to see your students outside of school.
It is. It's really fun. Like the kids are friends with my own children, and I don't go a weekend without seeing at least 2 or 3 students. So it's really cool. I enjoy it.
How does your youngest feel about you being in the same school?
Oh, he loves it.
Does he?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
All right, that's cool.
He loves it. He thinks he's like, celebrity teacher's kid.
Special treatment.
Yeah, he likes it.
Nino, do you have any questions?
What inspired you, my whole family's half of my family, my mom's side is in education. They're all teachers. My grandmother owned a school for a good amount of time in Methuen. So what inspired you to get involved with that?
My aunt was a teacher, so I grew up with that. But also, I think I just had awesome experience, elementary age, with my teachers. Like I loved every single one of my teachers. I could probably go back and name everyone from kindergarten to 5th grade, and so it was a good experience. So.
That's amazing. I think I had a pretty good academic career up until maybe high school, and it was probably my fault. But I don't know that maybe you do realize how much power you have as a teacher to inspire young minds. And I know that probably sounds like a cliche.
Sounds like Dr. McGee's mission statement.
Is it?
Something like that, yes. Inspire young minds. Yeah.
But I see, like, when my daughter sees you, she just takes off running, right? Like you were not her teacher.
No.
But she thinks that you are everything.
It's very special.
And so
it is, yeah.
It's got to be a big honor.
It
and
is.
I feel that way about coaching. Right?
Yeah.
Like you really make or break a kid.
It is, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to go back into teaching after all those years away, and those experiences that I have with Ava and all it just reminds me that it was definitely the right decision to go back.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's amazing. What inspired you to write children's books?
Well, this is all, when I was a kid, I always wanted to write books. I loved reading, I loved writing. I used to write books all the time and publish them, and I always would say I was gonna write books, and then I kind of forgot that I wanted to do that, became a teacher. Then when I was out west in Utah, we were there for COVID, 2 years there, stuck with no friends, no family. Yeah. And, I wasn't teaching, and so I was like, this is the time, it's time to write that book that you always wanted to write. So that's where I started.
That's cool. Yeah. Which one was the first one?
I want to know the very first book, though.
We'll get there. Do you want me to start with that one?
Well, you start let's start at the very beginning.
Okay,
yeah. Let's start at the very beginning.
Okay, so I always bring this because I do a lot
of goosebumps over this.
I'm glad. So I do a lot of readings. I do, when I wasn't teaching, before I started teaching last year, I was doing a ton of author visits. I did author assemblies, big schools, several hundred kids at a time, and this is always the book I show them that I wrote when I was in the 1st grade. My teacher, Mrs. Masucci, I still remember.
I want to hold it still.
Yeah, sorry. And I show it to them to prove what I wanted to do when I was your age. I made it happen, and
That's
I started at a
amazing.
young age, and it's the silliest little story, The Rose That Could Talk, and that was my first
love
book.
it.
I tell them that really was my first book.
And so how did you have that bound and printed? And
Oh, it was not. So this was, my teacher did this actually, and so we just wrote in it.
what
and
year did your teacher do this?
this had to have been 93-ish.
Oh my goodness.
Ish, yes.
That's
And
pretty amazing.
so-
So your teacher did this for you.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
So she made it happen, and I always said as a teacher I wanted to do this kind of thing with my own students.
Yeah.
So this year I did.
Did you really?
We published a book this year.
That's amazing.
Yeah, a little different than this, but we published a class
That's
book.
such a cool story. I
Yeah.
love it.
So,
Okay.
not counting that book, how many other books have you written? Like-
4 books total.
Okay.
Yeah.
5 with that one.
5 with this one. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. And want to tell us a little bit, and maybe in order, which one you did first, and
Yeah,
then
sure.
a little bit about it?
So this is the one I wrote when I was living in Utah, COVID, and oh my God, is this the right way? Okay. And this one, I like to call this like my family project, and this is called Our Best Friend Karma, and these are my 2 boys on the front cover.
Is that your dog?
Yep, that was Jimmy. And I wrote this for them. You know, when I was writing this, I thought maybe this would be my only book. You know, so I wanted to make it a very special book for them. And if this was my only book, then it would be something that I was very proud of. And so I wrote it for them. They're the stars of the book. It's a lesson about making good choices, staying positive, thinking good thoughts. And so it's a message for them. It was something we always talked about at home, like karma, but in a good way, you know, like, oh, you did that. That's amazing karma. And just teaching them that if you're thinking positive, like good things are going to come back to you. And if you do kind things for people, and if you talk positively,
true.
then good things are going to come back to you. So that was just a word we used all the time. So I was like, bingo, this is my idea for my first book.
I
So
love it.
what's funny is I actually looked all over to see if there was a book about karma. Before I even knew I was going to write a book, I was like, you know, the teacher in me was like, let's go to the library and let's find a book about karma so I can read it to my kids. And I discovered that there was not a book about karma for children anyways. And so I'm like, that would be the first one.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's a great message. It's a great lesson. I say the same thing. We drive our kids to school every morning, and before they get out, make good choices, be kind, be a good friend, be a good student. We have those conversations. I love that. And I don't know why I don't have that yet.
Yeah, this is the
Because
first one.
I have 2 others, so I think I
Can
owe you
I
2.
take a look at it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to put another little plug in there because the illustrator for this book is a Pelham resident too.
I saw the name and was going to
it's
ask you that.
a family member. So my husband's aunt, her name is Sharon Ilg. She's lived in Pelham her whole life, and she's an artist, not a children's book artist. Well, she is now, but before this, she's a creative. Just artist, and so I asked her if she would
That's awesome.
illustrate my book.
And she
so,
did the whole thing.
yeah,
Amazing.
Yep, had never done a book before.
Did she do
so-
these?
No, she did not.
Just the first one?
Just the first
I love
one.
it.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, that makes sense because she's related. It's about the boys.
Yep.
I love it.
So.
Nice.
She had fun. We had fun together.
Very cool. What was next?
So I got the bug after that. Like I just loved everything about the publishing world and just learning everything I could. So I started a series next. And so I have, I started, which one did I, oh, this one right here. So I did a 3-book series, hopefully gonna be a 4-book series, but right now it's a 3-book series.
Okay.
So this is Journey to the Bright Side, and it's about finding positivity. So this is Pickles the Porcupine, and he's a grumpy little porcupine, and he's based on my youngest son, Zachary.
Stop it. Zachary's grumpy?
Oh, have you met him?
No, he's not.
Well,
Seriously?
when he was younger, he was just about the grumpiest. Ask
That's
Jackson.
so funny.
So he is. When I go to assemblies, I tell like hundreds of kids this, and I tell them, don't tell him if you see him.
I love it.
So he, So it's based on him, and it's just about like finding the bright side, finding the positive in when things are not positive. You know, if you're having a hard time. So. Yep.
That's
so
awesome.
that was the first one.
And we have that.
You have that
That's
one.
where we started, I think. And I think we bought that at Old Home Day.
Yes, that was when I first started doing Old
Yeah.
Home Day. I think that was.
So do you have a booth there?
So I usually have a booth there. This is the first year I do not have a booth
Really?
there.
Okay.
I have not published a new book since last Home Day, so that was one of the reasons. Also, I had a busy year of teaching, and I just kind of wanted to enjoy Old Home Day this year with my kids.
sure,
I'm usually not able to like see them in the parade and all that. So I'm gonna take 1 year off, and then I'll come back next year.
Yeah, I think that's the one we got at Old Home Day, and I think that's when Ava first met you.
Yes.
So yeah, very cool.
Awesome. So after that, I started the next one, which was the Jamboree Journey, and the characters in the series are all the same characters. They just each take a turn being like the main character. And so this is just about positivity. It's about resilience. It's about all those positive friendship, family, all of that. So that's Tank the tortoise.
Yep, and we have that one too.
Yeah, and then this was the fourth book, but the third in this series, and this one's called The Worry Journey. And so I wrote this one with like a teacher lens, thinking about like what do kids need, and what are teachers teaching about in school, and what is a good like social emotional kind of lesson that's really big right now, and it's anxiety and worrying, and so I wrote this one. I always say that these are based on my kids, and I always say this one's kind of based on me.
Really?
Yeah.
I kind of am noticing a little bit looking in this book as you have "May Good Karma Always Find You." Like,
yes.
So you kind of like. They all like kind of intertwine a little bit.
They do. So I call those like my Easter eggs that I hide in all the books.
Yeah.
And when I do assemblies at schools, I always show them the Easter eggs because there's tons of them.
Yep.
And that's like their favorite part.
That's
awesome.
very cool. I'm going to have to tell Ava about that one.
Yeah.
She probably already knows. She's sat through many of my assemblies. She probably knows.
So that's based on you and anxiety?
Well, just like being a worrier, like as a mom, you worry about everything. So yeah.
As a dad too.
What's that?
As a dad too.
Yeah, well, in my house, it's the mom, so
Okay.
yeah.
Right.
But she also was in a
Tim's
spelling
pretty
bee.
chill?
Oh, he's very chill.
That's
yeah.
like my house. I think my mom is like a helicopter mom, and then my dad. I mean,
It's
we can like go. He won't. Yeah, he doesn't worry at all.
Yeah.
He's very chill.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not that he doesn't worry about me, but like
course
it's
he
not.
does.
He's not like my mom. My mom's very extra.
Your mom is a warrior.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're all going to Nona's house if you didn't hear
Awesome.
after the show.
Well, today's my name day.
What?
So in Italy, usually a lot of Italian people are named like after a saint or something. Or
Okay.
So my real name, actually, a lot of people might not know. This is totally off topic, by the way. I'm sorry. Is Giovanino. So Nino for short, because not a lot of people can say that. So it's my name day. In Italy, they do it. It's like your birthday instead of like an actual birthday. So it's my name day, which is Giovanino. My cousin Gianni. My cousin Gia.
Well, in Italian, I'm Gianni. So
John? No. John? John Anthony?
John is Gianni.
Okay. I don't think so, though.
It is now.
Okay, all right. You're confusing the heck out of me. So anyways, I don't know how this came up now. How did that come up?
Because I'm still yet to be invited to
because you
Nona's.
said we were going to Nana's, yeah. So that's what we're doing tonight over there. We're going to have our name day bash, because we're all pretty much named the same.
Okay.
So sorry about that, totally off topic.
That's great.
So what
Disappointed.
inspired you? We kind of talked about what inspired you to be a teacher. What inspired you to kind of write the books?
Just always wanted to be an author. When I was a kid, I was writing on everything. I would make these little books and I would give them to my teachers, and I would like pretend to publish a book. And did I show this yet? I don't even remember now.
Which one?
The first one?
Yeah, you showed the
I
first
did,
one.
yeah. So,
we did
so
that.
yeah, that was
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, how important? So, when I was in school, I'll skip my grandmother's school because that was kind of like a daycare for me because I was just running around acting like I owned the place. But when I went to first grade in Methuen, I really didn't have the best experience with school and all that, and reading especially. Like, I have dyslexia, so a lot of people might not know that. I don't use that as an excuse. I think that everyone has their own problems and we all work around them to try to get to the same place, I guess.
You find the bright side.
Yeah, so how important is like the way you teach or reading just in general for students of all different kinds, you know?
So as a first grade teacher, this was actually my first year ever teaching reading, because in third grade, they pretty much, for the most part, they can read. So this was my first year teaching reading, and I absolutely loved it. I enjoyed it. It's very rewarding teaching kids to read. You know, they come in, they kind of know the alphabet, and they leave and they're like reading, and it's just incredibly rewarding. You see so much growth in first grade.
It's funny, I'm not a reader. I have to read technical documents for work, and I have to read them 3 times. because especially if it's technical, I just don't. But I'm not a reader in general. I probably read 2 books a year, max. My wife
She's a reader.
is a reader. Every day. My kids are readers, which is,
That's awesome.
for me, I look at them and I'm jealous because I can't sit either. I don't sit well. But both of my kids, because Lisa would read to them every night. And then it got to the point where she would have them read to her as they were doing bedtime. And so they're all big readers. I'm like the odd man out in our home. So, but it's super rewarding when I hear it. You know, my daughter just finished first grade, and
She's
you
reading.
can hear her reading to mom, and it is super rewarding. Yeah.
It's that
That's
year
very
where
cool.
I think a lot of kids learn totally different ways too. Like when I'm reading, so I was never a reader too. My mom likes to read, but so when I started really reading was when I started getting more involved with the town, like reading all the town stuff, like the prep packets for the meetings, which to me, I mean, obviously we need to take that very seriously. So like you said, I've had to read them like multiple times just to, because when I read, I focus on actually reading the words the right way, that I'm not keeping in what I'm actually reading. Yeah. So I have to read
it's
it.
part of the dyslexia, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't even view that as how I read.
It's probably part of it.
Yeah. So it takes me a few tries, and then because I want to make sure I get everything, all the information. So reading, I feel, is a very important life skill. Obviously, you need to read in life. I mean, how else are you gonna get around? So, what do you think like the best way maybe is to teach kids how to read? I don't know.
That's a good question.
Yeah,
Well, it's a tricky question. I mean, we might need like a couple hours, but so there's a whole school of thought
You're
about
like
the
the reading
science of
doctor.
reading. And actually Pelham got, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Pelham got this huge grant to teach teachers about the science of reading. And so I'm actually in the middle of it right
awesome.
now. And it's really interesting. It's a long course. All the Pelham teachers right now are going through it. And but yeah, it's very, very interesting. So it's I don't know that it's like a 1-minute answer, but it's an in-depth answer, that's for sure. Yeah. There's a science to it.
I'm curious how you got to this point with the books, because I've always wanted to write a children's book about she's since left us, but my dog Zoe. We adopted Zoe. She was a shelter dog, and I always wanted to write a story about Zoe's journey. Zoe finds a home. Zoe gets a brother. We adopted her brother, Cody. Yeah. I wanted to do this kind of a thing with similar messages. What advice would you give anyone like me that has that dream that you had into turning it into a reality? How did you find your publisher? How did you find the illustrator? Because this person's not related to you.
Correct.
Right? How did that all come about?
That's a lot of questions.
Sorry.
That's okay. So when I first started, I'm actually self-published, so I am my own publisher. So when you see these little logos back here, that's me. That's my little Jimmy, my dog. Vanderbark Press is my business name. So I self-published all of these. And when I started, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know that I wanted to self-publish.
Vanderbark.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Yep. I didn't know anything about self-publishing, about traditional publishing or self-publishing or hybrid publishing. There's all these different methods of publishing. And so I was, like I said, stuck in Utah with no family, no friends. And I would stay up night after night after night after the kids went to bed and just watched YouTube videos on self-publishing. And I mean, I did it for at least a year.
Really?
And I learned, I went down these rabbit holes of everything you could possibly think of, and there is a lot. There's a lot of good information, there's a lot of bad information. I joined these communities on Facebook and everywhere I could. I joined an actual local group in Utah, a writers group, and I just got as much information as I could, immersed myself with the people that were doing the same thing as me. So for the first book, did it without knowing a single thing. It took me about a year and a half to do the first one from start to finish. The second book, I actually got a mentor. Not because I wasn't happy with the first book, but because I was thinking, the second book, I want to maybe do this the right way and see if I like my way better. Sure. So I met a woman out of Rhode Island who kind of guided me and taught me some maybe more efficient ways to do things the second time around.
Okay.
I went through a course. I actually won like a scholarship, I guess you call it. I won a free course by her, which was like
cool.
a couple $1,000s normally. I submitted my manuscript and I won this.
Amazing.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have done it otherwise because it was just very expensive. And so I went through step by step an actual process the second time for self-publishing. So,
That's super cool.
yeah.
And where did you meet your illustrator?
So this was.
I think you posted about this.
Yeah,
at
so
one
it was
point.
the illustrator is Ramesh Ram. He's actually out of India, so I've never met him before. But I was given a recommendation through my friend April, who's my mentor out of Rhode Island, and I actually was given several illustrators, and so I wrote to all of them and I asked them for samples of their work, and I said I would love. It was actually for the first book, and I said, can you draw me a porcupine, and can you draw him like with a mountain in the background and a backpack on, and so I had all these different samples from different illustrators, and I went with my favorite one.
And now,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
this is like, I'm trying to look at it in like the business point of view. Obviously that costs money.
Very, very
You know,
expensive.
the illustrator costs
Yep.
money. It costs money for you to do what you have to do. Can you kind of break that down a little bit, like how that
It's
that
very
works?
expensive to self-publish. So my first book, I was like, how am I going to afford this? It was it was close, very expensive. I actually crowdfunded my first book, and I did a campaign on Kickstarter, and I raised almost $10,000 in about 3 weeks. And that's how I got my start. And so I was able, I learned everything about marketing the book and selling the book, and I was actually able to raise enough money from book 1 to make book 2. So I'm not like making millions of dollars, but it's enough to keep me afloat and keep going.
Right. How many books have you sold in total? Do you know?
Oh God, I don't know. I don't even keep track. It's like,
Guess.
We'll say in the millions.
Right. I would say at least a few thousand,
That's
5,000.
impressive.
I don't know. Yeah.
That's cool.
It's hard to know.
Yeah, that's very impressive.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Well done.
As a member of the Pelham community, what do you, this is kind of like a little separate than the book stuff, but like what do you enjoy most about like living there? I think you kind of answered some of it, you know, you work there, you see the kids around, but like what's like something that really stands out the most?
I think I love the small town feel. I grew up in a big town, so it wasn't quite the same, and then I lived in Las Vegas, and it was, I just like that small town feel of like, kind of everybody knows and looks out for everybody, and I like you go trick-or-treating and you see your police officers and you know and your firefighters come to read to the kids at school, and so I love that little feel, that little hometown feel.
Do you have like any upcoming, I think we kind of very briefly said it a little bit, you have maybe a 4th addition to like your 3 series book?
So there's actually an extra character in these books who will be getting a 4th book, Sebastian the Snake. And so I have spent the last year very busy though, teaching 1st grade, so I've had to step away a little bit. But summer vacation is here, and that's my goal by the end of summer vacation is to be on the track for publishing the next one. Yeah, that's the plan.
Can you give us any hints on what it's about? There's a lesson.
There is a
I know.
lesson. I can't give away any tips yet, but it is a social, emotional type of lesson about might have to do with some positivity, and I don't know,
awesome.
That's all I can say for now.
All right.
So if you could,
we'll be looking for it.
If you could leave one lasting lesson with your students, your readers, just the people of Pelham, what would that be? Like anything you want.
I would say, like, don't give up on your dreams. Like, clearly my 1st grade dream of being an author came to be eventually. Don't give up on your dreams. You can do whatever you want to do in life. And then just the themes of my books, like, be nice to other people. Do
They're very
nice
positive,
things.
it seems like.
Yeah, spread the positivity because it will come back to you.
In today's day and age, the way that people treat each other, we just talked about this on social media, internet bullies, this kind of stuff is super important, right? And in a small town like Pelham, New Hampshire, it is super important, right?
Absolutely.
We're a tiny community, and it's important to teach our kids and each other, no matter how old you are,
Kids and adults.
just be decent.
Yep.
Just be decent. Where can we buy your books? I know you're on Amazon.
I am on Amazon.
You got a website?
I do have my own website.
You want to say the website nice and slowly?
Sure, it's KimberlyHirschAuthor.com.
And we'll put that on the screen for you.
Yeah.
And
Appreciate you being here.
I'm in a couple local stores too.
Okay. Yeah.
So the author or the illustrator of my first book, her daughter has a store at the mall here in Nashua, the locally handmade. She has a couple of them, and so you can find them in there. Lala Books in Lowell also has them, and then there's a Water Street in Exeter. So.
Are you in Pelham Provisions?
That's what I was just going to say.
I'm not. Is that
Why?
a thing? Do they sell books there?
Pelham Provisions, let's go. Come on.
All right.
Yeah, you should be in Pelham Provisions.
All right.
I was hoping they'd have like a whole Pelham store where you could get Pelham t-shirts and stuff like that.
Sandyland too. You know,
Why
she
not?
opens for
Sandyland.
like chocolates and
Is she still
like.
there?
Yes, she's there.
Where's that?
She's there during some of the big holidays that come up where you need your chocolates. And
Where is that?
it is on Bridge Street.
In Pelham?
Yep.
In the
Okay.
plaza where the hardware store
Nails
is.
and yes.
Right underneath
Okay.
Pampered
Yeah.
Nails. I didn't know she
Sandyland.
was still there.
Yeah, it's
My
not
kids love
consistent. It's
that
not
store.
consistent hours, but around the
Okay.
holidays, it's
Good.
yeah.
Well, thank you for coming here tonight. I definitely appreciate it. I know John does too.
Yeah, it was great to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having
being
me.
here. Thanks for these. I have to buy 2 of these because we have, well, actually, I think I need to buy 3 of them.
Yeah.
No, I need to buy 2 of them.
I'll sign them for you.
Ava would love that. We would be super grateful. So, thank you so much for being here. It was really great to learn about you, and well, of course, we'll see you around town.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And say hello to the boys and Tim. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And
Thanks for watching, folks.
yeah, remember, if it matters in Pelham, it's on the Pulse.
Have a good night.
Awesome.
Thank you to the Pelham Pulse sponsors: RGA Tire and Auto, R&M Capital, Arone Exteriors, Extreme Electrical Solutions, the Pelham Perk, Michelle Daly from Caldwell Banker Realty, and the Scoop Shop. You're watching the Pelham Pulse with Nino and John. If you have topic interests, questions, or comments, please write to thepelhampulse@gmail.com.